Have you ever heard of a country so rich it gives its citizens free healthcare and education, where the government takes care of almost every need from cradle to grave, yet so strict you can't buy alcohol anywhere, and even a simple night out is shaped by unique local customs? Welcome to Brunei, a tiny nation on the lush island of Borneo that most people can't find on a map, tucked between Malaysia and the South China Sea. I came here with a mission. Could I really live in this unique country, on just $700 a month? And what would daily life look like for a traveler on a shoestring budget? People call it one of Asia's strictest nations, governed by Sharia law, where rules are enforced with a seriousness you rarely see elsewhere. But behind the headlines and stereotypes, there's always a deeper story waiting to be discovered, one that's rarely told in the news. Brunei is a land of contrasts, golden-domed mosques that shimmer in the sunlight, immense oil wealth fueling the nation, and the world's largest water village, where thousands live in houses on stilts above the river. This blend of modern wealth and ancient tradition is what makes Brunei so fascinating. Here, luxury cars glide past centuries-old wooden homes, and high-tech buildings rise beside lush rainforests. Before arriving, I read about the strict laws: no public displays of affection, modest dress codes, and serious consequences for breaking rules. Even simple gestures can have different meanings here, but to truly understand a place, you have to go there yourself, walk the streets, eat the food, and talk to the people. Guidebooks can only tell you so much. My goal wasn't just to survive on a tight budget, it was to experience Brunei with an open mind and heart, to see what daily life is really like for locals and visitors alike. We'll break down every dollar of my budget, explore floating villages, rainforests, and mosques, and meet the people of Brunei who make this place so unique and welcoming. Is it possible to have an amazing adventure here on just $23 a day? Let's find out together as we uncover the real Brunei, one unexpected treasure at a time. Can you actually live in Brunei on just $700 a month? It sounds almost impossible, especially when you consider Brunei's reputation for luxury and wealth. It's one of the world's richest countries per capita, so I expected it to be expensive. The glitzy shopping malls, luxury cars, and opulent hotels all seem to suggest that life here comes with a hefty price tag. But the reality is different if you live like a local, not a tourist. There's a whole other side to Brunei, one that's more affordable, more authentic, and surprisingly accessible if you know where to look. My plan was simple: break my budget into 4 main categories: housing, food, transportation, and entertainment. Each one would need careful planning and a bit of creativity to make the most of every dollar. Accommodation was the biggest challenge. Hotels would eat up my budget in a week, maybe even less. Staying in a hotel simply wasn't an option if I wanted to last the month. So I searched for monthly rentals, guest houses, or even a room in a local family's home. These options are not only cheaper, but they also offer a more genuine experience of daily life in Brunei. My goal was clear: keep housing at or below $250 for the month. It would be tight, but with the right place, it was possible. Next up, food. Local markets and food stalls are incredibly affordable, offering delicious meals for just a few dollars. Eating like a local means skipping the fancy restaurants and embracing street food culture. I set aside $150 for food, just $5 a day. It's amazing how far that can go if you're willing to try new things and eat what the locals eat. Transportation isn't as easy as in other countries, so I budgeted $50 for buses and the occasional taxi or boat. Getting around on a budget means planning your routes and being flexible with your schedule. For entertainment, I set aside $100 for museums, parks, and tours. There's plenty to see and do in Brunei that doesn't cost a fortune, from exploring lush parks to visiting cultural sites. The last $150 was my emergency fund. It's always smart to have a safety net for unexpected expenses, whether it's a medical need or a last-minute change of plans. With my budget set and my plan in place, I was ready to see if this challenge was actually possible. It would take discipline, flexibility, and a willingness to adapt. Could I really experience Brunei on just $700? Time to find out. Let's dive in and see what living on a shoestring budget in one of the world's richest countries is really like. Finding a place to live was my first task. Hotels were out of the question. I searched in residential neighborhoods, away from the city center, for something affordable and authentic. After some effort, I found a simple room in a family-run guest house for exactly $250 a month. It wasn't fancy, but it was clean, safe, and had everything I needed. The family was welcoming, offering tips, and even sharing meals. Living in a local neighborhood changed my experience. I woke up to daily life, not tourist crowds. I learned to navigate local shops and food stalls, feeling like part of the community. Budget travel forces you to live more authentically. My advice: look for local guest houses or homestays for value and cultural experience. My $250 room became my home base and window into Bruneian life. It was the key to making my budget work. With accommodation sorted, my next mission was food. I wanted to see if I could truly eat like a king on a shoestring budget. Could I eat well on $5 a day? In Brunei, absolutely. The options were endless, and the prices were almost unbelievable. The secret: night markets, and kedai kopi. Those bustling local coffee shops where everyone gathers for a quick bite or a long chat. My favorite was the Gadong night market, alive every evening with the sizzle of grills, the aroma of spices, and the laughter of locals. It's a feast for the senses, and the best place to sample Brunei's culinary delights. Nasi katak, steaming rice, crispy fried chicken, and fiery sambal for just $1 Brunei dollar, quickly became my go-to meal. It's simple, filling, and packed with flavor. Grilled chicken wings, smoky and tender, and colorful kai cakes, sweet, chewy, and eye-catching, were other favorites. All these treats cost just a few dollars, making it easy to try something new every day. I even tried ambuyat, the national dish, with a local family. Awkwardly twirling the sticky starch, we laughed together, sharing stories and learning about each other's cultures over a meal. Eating at markets and food stalls, I easily stayed within my $150 budget for the month, without ever feeling deprived. I was eating authentic food every day, surrounded by locals, and never once felt like I was missing out on anything. Dive into the local food scene. It's the most delicious way to understand a country, meet new people, and save money all at once. Don't be afraid to try new things. Every meal is an adventure, and you might just discover your new favorite dish. Food is the heart of Brunei's culture, and best of all, it's incredibly budget-friendly, proof that you don't need to spend a fortune to eat like royalty. Getting around Brunei on a budget is a challenge. There's no metro or train, and the country is built for cars. The main public transport is a fleet of purple buses with fares just $1 Brunei dollar. Buses became my primary way to get around, perfect for my $50 budget. The routes can be confusing, but asking locals for help always worked. For places buses couldn't reach, I used water taxis, long wooden boats zipping across the Brunei River. A short ride costs $1 or $2, and offers a thrilling view of the water village. Combining buses and water taxis, I stayed well within my transportation budget. You don't need a car to explore Brunei, just patience and a willingness to travel like a local. Simple journeys became small adventures. Sometimes, limitations lead to the best travel moments. With my basics covered, it was time to explore. I had $100 for a month of entertainment. Many of Brunei's best attractions are free. The Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, with its golden dome, and Kampong Air, the water village. I took a $1 water taxi and wandered the maze of boardwalks, meeting friendly residents. For nature, I took a bus to the edge of Ulu Temburong National Park and joined a $20 mangrove boat tour, spotting monkeys, birds, and even a crocodile. Museums were often free or very cheap, and I spent hours soaking in the atmosphere. Brunei taught me that adventure doesn't have to be expensive. The most memorable moments came from simple, authentic experiences. My $100 budget let me see the best of Brunei. Sometimes, the best things really are free. A country is nothing without its people, and Bruneians are truly special. Despite strict social rules, I found a society built on kindness and curiosity. From my guest house family to night market vendors, everyone was warm and welcoming. I was especially interested in the lives of Bruneian women, often misrepresented in the media. I spoke with students, business owners, and mothers, intelligent, ambitious, and proud of their faith and identity. One memorable moment, a group of women invited me to join them at a cafe, sharing stories and dreams for the future. These conversations shattered my preconceptions and showed the diversity and empowerment of Bruneian women. Never judge a culture from the outside. The people of Brunei are the true heart of the nation. Meeting them was the most rewarding part of my journey. Living in Brunei means respecting unique laws, including Sharia law. Dress modestly, especially at mosques or government buildings. Long pants for men, covered shoulders and knees for women. I always carried a scarf, a small gesture that showed respect for local traditions. The strict laws make Brunei one of the safest countries I've visited. Crime is almost non-existent, people leave doors unlocked, and there's a rare sense of trust and security. Alcohol is banned, so social life revolves around food, conversation and family, not bars or clubs. Evenings are spent at cafes, night markets, or walking along the waterfront. Respect is key. Avoid public displays of affection and be mindful during prayer times, especially on Fridays. The rules reflect deeply held values, not restrictions for tourists. Embracing them gives you a deeper understanding of Brunei's peaceful way of life. Safety and respect go hand in hand here. As my month in Brunei ended, I'd spent $670 under budget, but this journey was about more than money. I arrived expecting a country defined by strict rules, but left with a heart full of warmth from its people. The rules create a safe, stable society, with strong community bonds. My experience taught me not to judge a country by its laws, but by the lives and smiles of its people. Travel breaks down stereotypes and reveals the world's complexity and beauty. Every conversation added a new layer to my understanding. We're all connected by our shared humanity. Stay curious, keep exploring, and seek out stories beyond the headlines. The world is full of unexpected treasures like Brunei, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for joining me. Until the next adventure, stay curious.